like in the shitter to me. But I will tell you what the president has been guilty of. He has unfortunately been guilty of loving his child unconditionally, and that is the only evidence that they have brought forward. And honestly, I hope and pray that my parents love me half as much as he loves his child. Let me tell you something. I don't want to talk about what y'all want to act like is some big mystery, because we keep sitting here and Professor Gerhardt, just to be clear, as my colleagues have even tried to provide evidence, which they're not the ones to provide evidence, have you ever heard them say "if" since we've been sitting here for I don't know how long?
Yes, I've been taking a tally.
Oh, okay. Can you show us? Can you show us what the tally is?
More than 35 times, the Republican witnesses and Republican members of the committee have used the word "if."
Thank you so much for that. Because honestly, if they would continue to say "if" or "Hunter" and we were playing the drinking game, I would be drunk by now. I'll tell you something that was so disturbing as I walked in to this chamber today. As I prepared, I said, what is the crime? Because when you're talking about impeachment, you're talking about high crimes or misdemeanors. And I can't seem to find the crime. And honestly, no one has testified of what crime they believe the president of the United States has committed.
Yes, somebody sent this out. Representative Jasmine. The only thing Biden has been guilty of is loving his child unconditionally. What a dumb ass plantation weed and ghetto. Let me not pronounce it. When you take a look at what is going on, Representative Jasmine claimed that Biden is simply a compassionate father who is guilty of loving his child unconditionally in response to Republicans who are seeking an impeachment of the commander-in-chief. Crockett also suggested that Republicans are looking past alleged crimes of former President Trump. The representative from Texas, 30th Congressional District, insisted that Republicans do not have any evidence of any crime committed by President to justify their position. Even The View had a segment. I want you to see what this Republican had to say. Alisa is crazy. Take a look at this.
Watch it in its entirety, but my first thought was there is ketchup on the walls of Mar-a-Lago because Donald Trump could not have been happy with how that impeachment hearing went. It was, I mean, their own witnesses. Jonathan Turley admitted there's no evidence. And I think what I would say is this. I believe Hunter Biden reached all to high heaven. I think there's corruption there. He's been indicted. He's going to go through the judicial process. But if someone could tell me in 3 to 4 sentences what it is that Joe Biden did that rises to the level of high crimes and misdemeanors, I'm all for it. I did not hear that. But what you can't take away from this moment is we are 72 hours from a government shutdown. Congress will shut down. By the way, Donald Trump's impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden will effectively shut down if the government does. So he should decide which is more important to him. And this means that 1.3 million active duty troops are not going to get pay. Capitol Police and federal law enforcement won't, and Border Patrol won't. I want to see the border secured. I want to see fentanyl not coming across the southern border. So let's pay our Border Patrol agents and keep the government open.
Well, I want to
behavior.
I think yesterday was really an embarrassment for Republicans. They have so much stuff on their face, just from, just how bad they look, how badly prepared they look, how counterproductive their own very conservative witnesses, expert witnesses were. And, there's a few things they should be doing instead. I mean, they do earn $174,000.
A lot of money.
Plus great insurance, plus office allowances, plus car allowances, plus, travel allowances. That's what I just said, insurance.
Healthcare.
So, they've got all these things, and they're still stealing, right? And they're still putting their relatives to monetize on their last name. Look, if they really want to address this, there is nobody arguing that what Hunter Biden did was cash in on his last name.
He did.
But so did Jared Kushner.
Right.
So did Ivanka Trump. So did Clarence Thomas. So did Ginny Thomas. And I know, and Bob Menendez.
Oh, yeah.
I personally know spouses of senators who are right now on no-show jobs that are being paid by donors. I know children and spouses of people in Congress who are in no-show jobs at lobbying firms because they get access to their daddies or their
no-show
mommies.
jobs. I would have gone for one at some point if I knew that was an option.
Live TV is not good for no-show, but if they want to address if they want.
Alisa is picking up this same talking point like Democrat. I understand she doesn't like Trump, and whatever thing they are doing against Trump, she stands for it. Now taking a look at this congresswoman coming out to say, oh, Trump committed this, Trump did this. During that impeachment of Trump, the first impeachment, this same thing happened. I saw a lot of things coming out just because of a phone call. Trump was impeached. Biden crimes are so grievous that you cannot even count the number of evidence I have seen, but Democrats will never admit this, that it is a crime. When I take a look at this article, I think it is appropriate to be a father to your son. He added, according to Ross' story, Libra pundit Anna also described the situation as a father unconditional love for his child in June 2023. When you look at this video, the VOC continue to maintain this stand like, oh, it's just a father's love. So, bedding with your 11-year-old daughter. No, let me not say this. Vanity Fair published a similar story in October 2020 criticizing Fox News for going after a loving father who cares about his son. This was regarding a story about Hunter Biden allegedly purchasing a firearm. After investigation came out about this, he is facing criminal charges on this. When we started talking about this, they said, no, that was just a father loving his son. But now Hunter Biden was held accountable for what they have been claiming it was just nothing. It is to clearly tell you one thing. With Libras, when there is a crime, they will never say it is a crime. I don't get the point here why they continue to argue that they don't see the evidence until going further to say everything Republicans are bringing forward was debunked. Nothing has been debunked. It is crazy. Sometimes we need to face reality. Face the truth when we see it. When you call yourself a journalist or, I don't know, there are real situations you can stand to back up your party, but when you see a situation where somebody is liable for a crime, why can't you call that out? That has been my problem with The View. They know the truth, but they don't like to call it out. Like here, when you take a look at this article, Libra pundit Anna Navarro also described the situation as a father unconditional love for his child in June 2023. You will see that she was standing up here to still defend Joe.